on a cloudy, rainy Tuesday morning in Northeast Ohio. Welcome, everybody, into the Bullpen, a Bull and Fox edition every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Dustin's shoe collection getting out of control in the background. I mean, how do you afford anything else in life with all the shoes you have?
I can't. It's an obsession. It's an addiction. You know me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm an addict.
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of crazy. You added a bunch of more boxes, didn't you?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it's my wife wants to kill me. I mean, it's not great, dude. Every day, this is how bad it is. There's like 3 boxes on the doorstep, like every day.
It's funny.
It's a bit of an obsession, and I got to calm down.
All right,
I need to calm down.
I'll work on that. We'll work on that. The Browns need to calm down after their big win. I don't know that they need to calm down. They need to follow up some wins. We'll get to that. I did want to, and we'll also get to Baker Mayfield, a rare bad performance these days.
Yeah, I'm going to defend him here, but that's fine.
I did want to say, yesterday on UCSS, somebody had said to me has been at the games. It's at the games. And said, Shedeur doesn't sit next to Dillon Gabriel since he became the starter. And I was like, okay, is that a big deal? I don't know. I don't know if that's a deal or not. I did have somebody, Darren Smith, who covers the Chiefs. He said that Gardner Minshew does not sit. It only came to my attention because I noticed that Jake Browning seemed to be sitting next to Joe Flacco after every possession. Now, I get it. Joe Flacco's a veteran, so it's probably a different scenario. And Darren Smith told me that that Gardner Minshew does not sit next to Mahomes after every possession. So, of course, I'm already getting accused of making something out of nothing. I was just asking the question. Somebody had pointed it out to me that's at the games. But, you can't just ask questions anymore. Asking that question is taking a shot.
It makes you a hater, man.
It makes me a hater. So, but I did want to be fair and clarify that apparently it's not the case with every team that the guy sits there. And I wasn't ripping him for it. I was just saying, it seemed unusual. I don't know. Is it unusual? And I guess it's not. Although Darren said he's now going to purposely focus on it more in the Chiefs game this week to see if how often he goes and sits next to him. I'm just curious because I hadn't. It was not something I really thought about, and until somebody brought it up to me. Do you have any recollection from your time in the league? Does like the backup generally sit next to the starter, or not necessarily?
I think we're grasping at straws a little bit here because some places that I was at, they did. I think it depends on the relationship between the players.
Yeah,
and also like you said, Flacco and Jake Browning. I mean, that's a 40-year-old. 18-year vet that Browning's trying to learn something from.
Right.
And not that Shedeur can't learn something from maybe a mistake or something that Dillon Gabriel did well, but I don't think he needs to be up his ass every second of the time during the game.
No, that's true. And the more I thought about it, and especially after hearing from a couple of the people that it wasn't that big a deal, then I was like, okay, I guess it's not. But I certainly didn't think it was an unfair question to ask. Right. And now we have our answer. And the answer is it's not a big deal. It's not a deal, period. Speaking of Dillon Gabriel, I know it's very hard to evaluate how he's played through 3 games. And this game in particular, he was asked to do almost nothing. But what's your thought? I mean, 13 of 18 for 116 yards. I mean, I don't know how much we can evaluate that. But what's your thoughts on him and what you've seen through 3 weeks? For Dillon Gabriel,
I mean, he's a rookie. He just sort of looks like a rookie. That game on Sunday was, torrential conditions. It was not ideal to the passing game. They've got a rookie running back that we all knew was probably going to touch the ball like 30-some times in that game, and he did, and it worked. So I don't think that. There's much to glean from the performance in the box score of Dillon Gabriel to say that he's gonna fail or gonna be good or what have you. I think he did what the coaches asked of him to do, which is go out there, run a professional offense and get the job done. I mean, they won 31-6.
Yeah, somebody was complaining on Sunday. They were like, the Browns should have blown out the Dolphins. I was like, well, what if that's not a blowout? Then what's a
Do you watch
blowout?
the NFL? I mean, how many teams win by 20?
Yeah, I mean it's weird because the Browns only had like 200 yards of offense. I get it. It wasn't like the offense was that good, but they still
They held
won
Miami
by
to 1 of
25.
13 on third down.
Yeah, Miami was. I mean, they're a disaster. I'm frankly a little surprised Mike McDaniel didn't get fired.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on down there, man.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I like McDaniel and I think that he's a really smart guy. I just think this is kind of getting away from him a little bit down there. And the Tua thing, I here's the thing. Like Tua was out of character, I thought, when he made those comments 2 weeks ago about his teammates, like, not being there, not whatever, not putting in the extra time. And I just don't think that that's something that you need to say as a quarterback. And he's never really done that before. So something's going on internally there, and that's up to the that ownership group to figure out what the heck they're going to do. But I think McDaniel's a really smart guy, especially offensively. But he's been limited. I mean, their quarterback is basically a chicken egg. I mean, he's very fragile.
But he was the one that went all in on Tua. Like
I know. I mean, listen, Tua is very talented, but Tua hasn't been playing. And then when he has played this year, he hasn't played that well. And then now they lost their star receiver, Tyreek Hill. It's not great.
No, I think, and I talked about this a little last week. And I can't remember if we talked about this, but I just think the whole process of hiring, the way head coaches are hired, is flawed. Because everybody wants that hot coordinator. And just because you're a good coordinator, there's different skill sets, obviously, that make you a good coordinator versus a good head coach, right? And some guy, maybe Mike McDaniel's a guy who's he's a coordinator, not a leader of men. Like the offensive coordinator doesn't have to lead the team the same way the head coach does. And so some guys are hired because of their coordinating skills when they don't really have the personality of a head coach necessarily.
Like here's an example, like Dan Campbell is a good example of like a head coach.
Right.
I think Mike Vrabel is a good example of a head coach. These guys, they know the game, but really Dan Campbell was a tight end. He's not some offensive wizard.
Right.
He does such a great job. I love that Dan delegates so well with his coaching staff. And he's aggressive. Like they're very analytical there. Like he's not an analytics. Look at that guy. He's a meathead.
Yeah.
But he relies on smart people and lets them do their jobs. And I think that's what you have to do as a head coach. But when it comes to being a head coach, you have to motivate. You have to be the guy that commands the room, that guys respect, that guys know that you have their back. And McDaniel just doesn't seem, and I don't know if it's his personality. It's like he's just this little guy. I mean, he wears like capri pants during the game. He's wearing like gold sunglasses, and it's like a hurricane out there. I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, and he sounds like he's stoned. When he talked to Aditi at halftime, I don't know if you heard that, but
dude, he always sounds like that. He's sober, dude. So I don't think he's stoned.
Okay.
He I think he may be like, a little like got something going on
the spectrum, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, that's possible. It's
not a bad thing. I just think that's kind of who he is.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Did you see the video of when the Patriots won and Vrabel was giving the speech in the locker room? Did you see that by any chance?
Oh yeah, it was great.
And that, for those that didn't see it,
Drake May gives them the game ball. We love you, coach. Dude, I was talking to some people that are Titans fans from Nashville, and they're just like, "What the hell did we do?"
Yeah.
You got rid of a guy that was like a play away from going to the Super Bowl with Tannehill.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, people run out of patience, I guess. They were going a little backwards, but obviously he's a heck of a head coach. He ended up in a great spot back in New England. They got a good young quarterback. And he knows
New England's going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, they're on the rise. There's no doubt about it. Patriots are 7-point favorite over the Browns. We'll talk more about that game coming up on Thursday's show, looking ahead. But going back to last Sunday, great performance by the defense. And the one thing that's been missing from the defense, Dustin, has been the turnovers. When they were good, and even in 23 when they were good, they didn't turn the ball over a ton. This year, the defense has played mostly well, but there wasn't a lot of turnovers. They forced 3 2 picks, including a pick 6.
Mm-hmm.
They also forced a fumble and a nice play by Grant Delpit on a return. And those plays were huge. I mean, that pick 6 at the start of the second half, that was it to me. And look at that.
And the thing is, they were able to get points off of those
Right.
turnovers, which is something that, like, yeah, it's great to have a turnover, but when you can turn that drive into points on a short field, it just makes your chances of winning that game go up so significantly, as opposed to, you get an interception and then, you go 3 and out, or
Right.
you don't take advantage of a short field, or you settle for 3. It's like, no, the Browns were getting it done. And yeah, dude, I mean, that's the most they've scored all year, 31 points, right?
Yeah, most they've scored in a while.
In a while.
Yeah.
In a
And
while.
what's interesting is numbers can lie sometimes. If you didn't watch the game and you just looked at the box score and you saw, forget the touchdowns. Obviously, the touchdowns would give you a positive impression, but if you just saw the yards per carry for Quinshon Judkins, he only averaged 3.4 yards per carry, 25 carries, 84 yards. You'd think, well, he wasn't that good, but beneath the obvious numbers, he had 84 total yards, but he had 96 yards after contact. So he had more. He was getting hit in the backfield basically every play, and yet he still had 94 yards. Now, a lot of that obviously was on that big rush, and then they did the Wildcat twice where he scored a touchdown. But I think Quinshon Judkins played way better in this game, in my opinion, than the raw numbers of 84 yards and 25 rushes will tell you.
No, I mean, he's a legitimate NFL running back.
Yeah.
I think he's probably going to be, if not, right now this year, like next year, like a top 5 back in the league. And the Browns got this pick right. Like, there's no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care that it's only been 4 games or whatever it's been. This guy can play, and he's going to be a great player in this league. I don't know how long. I mean, if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's going to have a nice little run here for the Browns, and they need him because they don't have anybody else on offense that they can rely on.
The Browns have, and this is very rare for the Browns, as you know, the Browns have 2 players or 1 player in the top 4 at Bet Rivers, the odds to win Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Quinshon Judkins is 4th behind Jackson Dart, Emeka Buka, and Tyler Warren, the tight end with the Colts, at plus 1,200 for Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Carson Schwesinger is the 3rd choice for Defensive Rookie of the Year, but it's much closer there. Jahad Campbell and Abdul Carter plus 225, and then Schwesinger at plus 400. So, for years the Browns have drafted poorly, but it definitely looks like both Schwesinger and Judkins are big hits. Both
no doubt.
second-round
picks.
I
mean, those are 2 rookies. Plus, you add in, like Fannin, I think is going to be a player in this league.
Yeah. Mason Graham played well this week.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see it with there's no numbers really with Mason Graham, but and really to know how well he played, you got to watch the film and, legitimately as a, you'd want an NFL coach to grade him on each play somehow. It's so hard. You look at the PFF grades and people criticize it, but like, what else do you have for a defensive tackle?
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, they watch every snap, and whether you agree with their grading system or not, at least it's something that I by now it's been like, I don't know, 15 years they've been doing this, maybe longer, where they've got a track record, and it's pretty much universally accepted as the best measuring stick to grade players. So they must be doing something right. It's not perfect, but it's something. Just like in baseball, ERA is not perfect, WAR is not perfect, but they give you some sort of intel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It gives you information that, until somebody comes up with something better.
Yeah.
People complain about it.
It's really hard in the NFL to grade without knowing the play and knowing what the assignment is.
Right.
It's tough.
And the teams are not giving us that information, so we got to go with the bet. And sometimes they're going to get it wrong, and sometimes we're going to get it wrong because we're using that information. But it's our job to give an opinion, and nobody can
God bless
watch.
you.
Thank you. Nobody can watch. Like, we can't sit at home and individually grade out every player on every play. So you use the tools that you have, even if the tools are imperfect. And that's been the case. But the Browns get their second win. They win 31-6. The Dolphins are clearly more dysfunctional than the Browns are. Harold Fannin, let's talk about him for a minute. The rookie he's actually the Browns' leading receiver, if you can believe that, with 290 yards on the season, which is a sad state of affairs. Are you worried about him? Like, if he becomes the number one tight end, he's listed at 6'4", 240. Is he big enough to take that pounding as like the top tight end week in and week out? Are you worried about some concerns in terms of his size?
No, Travis Kelce's not that big.
That's a good point.
I mean, a lot of these guys are. I mean, Gronk wasn't that big. I mean, he's a big dude, but not like a physical. Like the tight end Mount Washington, whatever his name is from Pittsburgh.
Oh God,
the
Darnell
6'7"
Washington.
guy.
Yeah.
That
guy looks like an offensive lineman.
I mean, he's like 6'7".
What is with that stupid thing?
It's so annoying, dude.
It doesn't even. Nobody can even tell me what that means.
Bro,
Aaron doesn't even know what it means.
No. Like I've literally made my kids feel stupid because I said, "So what's it mean?" And they're like, "Well, it's like." And I'm like, "No. What's it mean?"
Yeah, nobody knows.
They can't give you a definition. It's just like, didn't like LaMelo Ball or something come up with this, or one of these rappers? I don't know. It's in a couple songs.
Okay, I have no idea.
It basically just means like kind of like mid, right? Like 6, 7.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a little better than mid. A 7's a little better than mid.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll figure it out by the end of the day.
No, we're not going to figure it out by the end of the day, and it's just all the kids want to say it. And they've been saying it since the summertime, but it's really picked up steam lately.
Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden it's gotten big. All right, let's see what the fans have to say in the chat here, and then we'll get some thoughts on Baker's performance yesterday. Z says, how about them Blue Jays? Yes, the Blue Jays win
How about
Game
George
7.
Springer, baby?
Hit the game-winning home run.
Feel bad for the Mariners a little bit.
It sucks. The Mariners have never been to the World Series. I feel bad.
Well, the Blue Jays haven't been there since '93.
Right, but the Mariners have never been there.
Sure.
But I'll root. I mean, whoever won that game, I was going to root for them. I'm sick of the Dodgers. I think most fans. I can't imagine there's any fan. Maybe if you're a Yankee fan, you'll root for the Dodgers. I don't know because you hate the Blue Jays. But who cares? I'm rooting for the Blue Jays. I hope they win the World Series. I do not want the Dodgers to win. I think the Blue Jays. I know a lot of people think the Dodgers can't be beat. They're the favorites and they should be. But I definitely think the Blue Jays can win. They've got the team that can do it. And their biggest issue going into the playoffs was their bullpen. But their closer, Jeff Hoffman, who struggled down the stretch. He's pitched really well, struck out the side in the ninth yesterday. So kudos to the Blue Jays on the victory, and hopefully they'll continue to get it done. All right, let's see what else we got here. Go back. Provide us his first live show from the beginning, LFG. Hello, Provida. Good morning to you. Good morning from Nashville, says Sass Spencer, home of a team worse than the Browns. That's true. There are a few teams worse than the Browns. The Browns will play some of those teams, the Jets, the Raiders, and the Titans. Got to win all those games, maybe to save Stefanski's job. A lot of ex-Guardians, yes, on the Blue Jays. They've got Miles Straw. They've got Ernie Clement. They've got Shane Bieber, of course, who pitched last night. Didn't pitch very well, but he pitched. And, of course, Andres Jimenez, all on that team. All right. John Bontea says, I won a 5-touchdown parlay last night or this weekend. St. Brown, Gibbs, Scadaboo, Nix, and Chase. Nice hit there. 5-touchdown parlay. Good job out of you. Knight Rider says, I get in fights with people about Berry. People said Berry did a good job in the draft, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Berry has done a good job in this draft, Dustin, but overall, I think he's done a bad job as GM.
Yeah, he hasn't put, just because he picked a couple of decent players, good players.
Yeah,
looked to be really good players in this draft. Doesn't mean you save your job. He hasn't found a quarterback.
No, he is not. Brown 7350. I'm not a Dylan hater. I just can't believe we drafted him in the third round as a career backup. I have to assume they don't look at him as a career backup. I think the rest of us do. If they think of him as a career backup, then that's a crime. drafting him in the third round. You don't draft career backups in the third round. Third rounders are supposed to be starters, Dustin. Supposed to be good players.
Unless you're Dustin Fox.
Oh, stop.
I should have been a starter, man.
Yeah, well, things.
Damn it.
Raw situation.
Yeah.
Injuries,
whatever.
all these things play a factor.
Hey, man, at least I'm not bitter about it.
No. Nah, you have a good attitude about
it.
it.
Some days I do.
Yeah, that's true. Knight Rider 20. Gibbs may be the best running back I witnessed in years as well. Gibbs is on another level than anyone else. He ran 22 miles an hour for a touchdown faster than Mike. I love Gibbs, but I'm not even sure he's the best running back right now. I mean, he's right there.
I mean, he's got another running back on their own team who's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, Gibbs is – I love watching him play. He is fun to watch.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
But no, for me as a fan, and I've been obviously watching football since, I paying attention since, I'll say, 1980, 79, 81. So you got 45 years. To me, nobody's better than – the best I've seen play is Barry Sanders.
The best running back?
Best running back I've ever seen play is Barry Sanders. And there's competition.
Yeah, I mean,
certainly.
he is the best at making guys miss, I think.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
yeah, I honestly think the best running back I've ever seen is probably Adrian Peterson.
I mean, certainly he's on my near the top. Walter Payton. I'm old enough for Walter Payton.
Yeah. I'm just talking about like the combination of the speed and the physicality. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, AP in his prime, and then coming back off the ACL. I don't know.
That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen by a football player. Is his year after the torn ACL, because we saw what it did to Nick Chubb, and that was pretty freaky. I mean, yeah, Adrian Peterson's right.
Didn't he had like almost 2,000 yards, right?
Yeah.
After the ACL.
I mean, yeah. I mean, listen, Derrick Henry's been amazing. Emmitt Smith. Christian McCaffrey, there's a lot of guys that are in the LaDainian Tomlinson, but just for me, I've never seen anything like Barry Sanders. His ability to like it's like there were times where it was like four guys tackling him, all of a sudden he comes out of the pile. It'd be like, how did that happen? How the hell did he get out of it? I could sit and watch Barry Sanders breaking tackle videos for an hour. I could just watch that because it's so incredible. Let's see. Mr. Chairman of the Board, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chairman of the Board.
Good morning, Chairman of the Board.
John says Shane Bieber in the World Series with the wrong team. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but, I said at the time to my Toronto friends that Bieber would help him get there. Now, he didn't pitch well yesterday, but he certainly helped him get there. Let's see. Zuko Matic says Jim Brown was the best I ever saw. Yeah, obviously Jim Brown's before my time. I did see him run in the Dirty Dozen, which is one of the most amazing things ever. Let's see. Z says Peyton Hillis is the best running back he's ever seen. J-Bone says I would have still drafted Adrian Peterson over Joe Thomas. We'll never know how that would have turned out.
I mean, Joe was great, obviously, but I mean, to have a guy who scores touchdowns is just more valuable than a left tackle.
Hunter Brown says Earl Campbell. Yeah, wasn't thinking about Earl Campbell. I did see him. Terrell Davis, certainly not a long greatness. Priest Holmes was great, but not, again, his stretch of greatness was very short. Marshall Faulk. Yeah, I left him out. That greatest show on turf, man. I mean, that was an unbelievable team. Watching that offense was just incredible. All right. One thing, let's talk about Baker Mayfield. I've been very complimentary of Baker this year. He's played a tremendous. He's been, going into last night. For whatever it's worth. I hate to say MVP after 6 weeks, but certainly going into last night, Baker was right up there. At the moment, he's the third favorite to win the MVP, even after last night at plus 700 behind Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. But I thought it was the worst game I've seen Baker play in a while. But you wanted to defend him.
It was a weird game.
Yeah.
I watched the entire thing, and I actually had a little like same game parlay going with like mostly Buccaneers stuff going on.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I could be mad at the Buccaneers or whatever, but it was just a very odd game. They didn't have the ball very much in the first half. He only threw like 24 yards, I think he had in the first half. And then when they got behind, they were forced to throw every snap. I mean, they couldn't run the ball at all. They couldn't, and by the way, they couldn't stop the Lions really at all.
Yeah, I mean, Gibbs and St. Brown were both fantastic in this game.
The Lions turned the ball over three times.
Yeah.
And they also didn't get a 4th and 2 at like the 25-yard line, you know? So it was just kind of an odd game. I mean, he didn't see, it seemed like the Lions were pressuring every snap and he didn't have a lot of time. And he also lost Mike Evans in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of talent there, but they've had injuries, so I'm not going to give him a pass. I mean, listen,
the Lions played their ass off on defense.
They
did. The secondary last night for the Lions deserves so much credit. Kelvin Shepard, their defensive coordinator, did a great job. I mean, they were locking up all the Buccaneers receivers.
Yeah.
I mean, they played a ton of man coverage and and they
Buka
knew that
didn't
they had to throw, and they just didn't give any separation. So
no. And Baker was high. He just seemed inaccurate. Like a lot of his throws were high yesterday, which you're not used to anymore.
The one I would say that was really egregious was he missed a Buka on that touchdown on the second down throw.
Yeah.
And they were driving. They were down 15 with like 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. If they score there, and obviously they would go for 2. You never know. Could be a different game.
You know what's funny? Obviously, Ibuka's had a great rookie season so far, and we have Buckeye wide receivers, dominating all over the league. What's funny is the guy of all the Buckeye wide receivers, the guy playing the best is Jackson Smith-Njigba, and he was the least hyped coming out of college.
Yeah, I mean, first-round pick.
No, I know, but there was way more hype on Ibuka. There definitely was more hype on Marvin Harrison Jr. I thought there was more hype on Olave. Maybe I'm wrong. I felt like
I think you're wrong. I think Ibuka and Jackson Smith-Njigba both had similar hype. I think that when it comes to Marvin Harrison, because people talked about Marvin Harrison being the number 1 pick.
Right.
That was.
And he's just been mid to this point. Olave can't stay healthy. That's been his problem, although he had a good game this past week. But JSN, man, that guy, now that obviously they had DK Metcalf there and they had Lockett there, but, man, he is just – his first year as, like, the man there. He's been unbelievable. He and Sam Darnold, what a connection those two guys have.
Fantastic.
Unreal. Last thing, speaking of former Seattle receivers, Tyler Lockett asked for his release by the Titans. I think it would make a lot of sense for the Browns to bring him in. I know, so they're not trying to win. But, well, the team is trying to win. The players are trying to win. The coaches are trying to win. Tyler Lockett is by far, even at his age, better than every wide receiver on the Browns except for maybe Jerry Jeudy. I mean, would you bring him in?
Why not?
Right? They don't have.
What do you have to lose?
You got nothing. They don't have. I think you could cut every wide receiver on the Browns besides Jerry Jeudy, and I don't know if any of them are getting picked up by an NFL team.
No, I mean probably not.
Yeah,
I mean maybe because the contract would be so cheap, but like no.
Lockett has not done much so far this year. He has 10 catches for 70 yards. With Tennessee, but even as recently as last year, he still had 600 yards. I mean, listen, the guy's not great. He's 33 years old. We get it, but he still would give you a legitimate professional wide receiver around all these young guys. I think it would make a lot of sense. Now, as George Devaney says, why would he come to Cleveland? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably won't because he'd probably rather go to a contender, which I get. But if the Browns could somehow get him, I think it would be great to have this a good, solid, longtime pro veteran in the mix here. But we shall see.
They need somebody to throw the football to.
Yeah.
They don't have weapons that you can count on. I mean, guys. I mean, there was a who was the kid who made a play this weekend, had a catch, and I'm like, I didn't even know this guy was on the roster.
Malachi Corley, who went nuts after making that catch. He was a third-round pick of the Jets last year.
Where did he play college? I did one of his games. I had to have. It's funny. I hear these guys' names sometimes. And I'm like, I think I did one of his games.
Where did he play? I don't even remember.
He played, Western Kentucky.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
he got drafted in the 3rd round by the Jets, and they cut him after 1 year. I mean, I know it's the Jets. They're as pitiful as the Browns are, but And he finally got in the game, and I think he had 2 catches. So, but there's not much going on
3,
here.
I think.
Oh, he had 3?
Or did he have a catch before this game?
Maybe he did. I don't remember.
He's got 3. He got 3 on the year.
Okay, so you're right. He did have 1 before this game because he had 2 for 17 in this game, and the second one was for 0 yards. But that first catch was a nice play, and there you go.
He was.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. I'll be putting out a NBA preview. Mikey McNuggets is going to join me for not an NBA preview, but a Cavs-specific preview. That'll be out either later today or tomorrow morning. And then Dustin will be back with me here in the bullpen Thursday morning at 9 o'clock. Thanks to Z and Alex for producing today. We'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Bull and Fox. See you later, everybody.